Thanks for tuning in on Brock Page, and if you want to save yourself some time, check out my picks for this video in the description section below. Once again, I have to remind you that I am not a sports betting expert, nor do I implore you to take any of my picks. A wise man once said, good ain't free, and free ain't good. If for some reason you decide to use the information on this program, you're utilizing it at your own discretion. And with that said, let's get into some picks for the 25th. First game I have for you, Virginia -7 at NC State. The Wolfpack are winless at the current point spread while covering just 20% as the official road underdog. I'm taking Virginia -7 against the spread and -2 in my 5-point teaser number 1. Next game, UNC Tar Heels -8 at Pitt. Believe it or not, the Tar Heels covered just 25% on the road and failed to cover in their first meeting with Pitt at home. The Panthers covered an amazing 100% of their games at the current point spread. I'm taking Pitt +8 at home and +13 in teaser number 1. Next contest, Georgetown in a pick'em at St. John's. The Hoyas covered just 28% on the road, while St. John's covers 100% of their games at the current point spread. I'm taking St. John's to win this one in the pick'em contest. I'm also taking St. John's +5 in teaser number 2. Next game I have for you, it is going to be SMU -5 at UConn. Southern Methodist is 100% against the spread on the road as the official road favorite, against teams winning 50 to 65% of their games, against teams giving up less than 67 a game, and after 4 or more days off. I've never seen anything like that. I'm taking SMU -5 against the spread. Next contest, Illinois State -2 at Northern Iowa. UNI covers just 25% against teams giving up less than 67 points a game. They also covered just 25% of their games at the current point spread. I'm taking Illinois State -2 against the spread. Next contest, Tennessee Tech +2.5 at Eastern Kentucky. EKU is winless at the current point spread this year, and they cover just 28% of their games at home. I'm taking Tennessee Tech +2.5 against the spread and +7.5 in teaser number 2. Next matchup, Wofford +7.5 at Furman. In addition to successfully covering in their first meeting with Furman, this team from Wofford has covered a staggering 86% of their games as the official road underdog. On the other side, Furman's covered just 33% of their games at the current point spread. That said, I'm taking Wofford +7.5 against the spread and +12.5 in teaser number 3. Next game, Richmond -1 at Fordham. This team from Fordham covers just 20% of their games as the official home underdog. They're also just 25% against the spread versus teams allowing more than 72 points a game. All that said, I'm taking Richmond -1 against the spread. Next contest I have for you, it is going to be Creighton +10.5 at Villanova. Nova's covered just 25% against teams giving up more than 72 points a game. Creighton covers an impressive 75% of their games on the road. I'm taking Creighton +10.5 against the spread and +15.5 in teaser number 3. Next matchup, Missouri +9.5 at Mississippi. Ole Miss covers a ridiculous 100% of their games against teams winning less than 50%. They also cover a solid 71% as the official home favorite. I'm taking Ole Miss -9.5 against the spread. Next game, San Jose State +11 at Boise State. The Boise Broncos cover a pitiful 14% at home, and they've covered 1 out of 7 as the official home favorite. I'm taking San Jose State +11 against the spread and +16 in teaser number 4. Next contest, Oregon -7.5 at Stanford. The Cardinal of Stanford has gone a dismal 0-4 against the current point spread. On the other side, Oregon's a perfect 7-0 against the spread, facing teams allowing 67 to 72 points a game. I'm taking Oregon -7.5 against the spread and -2.5 in teaser number 4. Next matchup, UL Lafayette +1 at Coastal Carolina. The Chanticleers of Myrtle Beach cover an impressive 86% at home, while the Raging Cajuns have covered just 25% as the official road underdog. I'm taking Coastal Carolina -1 against the spread. Next game, Mercer +9 at Chattanooga. Mercer covers a solid 75% of their games on the road while successfully covering the spread in their first meeting with Chattanooga. Speaking of which, This team from Chattanooga covers just 2 of 8 against teams winning less than 50%. They also cover just 33% of their games at home. All that said, I'm taking Mercer +9 against the spread and +14 in teaser number 5. Next contest, Troy +2.5 at Texas State. The Trojans are a perfect 6-0 against the spread as the official road underdog. They also cover a solid 75% of their games, facing teams winning 50 to 65%. All told, I'm taking Troy on the road at +2.5 and +7.5 in teaser number 5. Next matchup, South Alabama +13.5 at Texas Arlington. UTA has covered 100% of their games at the current point spread, along with covering an impressive 83% as the official home favorite. That said, I'm taking Texas Arlington -13.5 against the spread. Next game, Iowa +7.5 at Maryland. The Iowa Hawkeyes cover a pitiful 14% on the road and just 28% against teams winning over 65% of their games. I'm taking Maryland -7.5 against the spread. Next contest, Ohio +1.5 at Kent State. This team from Kent State covers a pathetic 14% of their games as the favorite and just 16% of their games as the official home favorite. Ohio's undefeated at the current point spread. I'll take Ohio +1.5 against the spread and +6.5 in teaser number 6. Next matchup, Georgia Southern +6 at Arkansas State. Southern covers a pitiful 16% on the road and just 20% as the underdog. I'm taking Arkansas State -6 against the spread. Next and final game, game number 20, San Diego State +1.5 at Colorado State. Overall, Colorado State covers a solid 77% in all games, an impressive 75% as the favorite. All that said, I'm taking Colorado State -1.5 against the spread and +3.5 in teaser number 6. Well, folks, that is going to do it for me. Once again, I have to remind you that I am not a sports betting expert, nor do I implore you to take any of my picks. A wise man once said, good ain't free and free ain't good. If for some reason you decide to use the information on this program, you're utilizing it at your own discretion. Most importantly, if you're betting any of these games, do it safe, do it responsibly, and most important, have fun. For Brock Page Predictions and Sports Picks, I'm Brock Page, and have yourself a positive day.